Welcome to Wireless Newsread. In this video, we're going to be doing an All-Star mock draft for the 2021 All-Star Game. We have LeBron and KD as the All-Star captains, and it's going to be a great game. I feel like there's going to be some amazing picks and some amazing moments in this game. And let's get right into it. Here's the All-Star pool. We have LeBron and KD as the captains, as mentioned earlier. We do, unfortunately, have two injuries with Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis. Devin Booker will fortunately be a replacement for Anthony Davis, as he was probably the biggest number in this year's All-Star game. And with Kevin Durant, we're gonna be snubbing in Domantas Sabonis. He's a even bigger snub. No, I wouldn't say that, but he's also an equally huge snub in this year's All-Star game. I don't see how he's not an All-Star. One of the most underrated players in the league. And yeah, pretty much it. Let's get into it. With the first pick, LeBron James is going to select Stephen Curry from the Golden State Warriors. These two have been going head-to-head in the finals for the past couple of years, and now we can finally see them as teammates. And I think LeBron and Steph have mutual respect for each other, and that's why LeBron's going to select Steph Curry. With Kevin Durant's first pick, he's going to go ahead and select Kyrie Irving to match up with size with Steph Curry, similar play style. And you got to do it. You know, it's your own team. You got to select him in the All-Star draft. Who doesn't do that? Let's move on to the LeBron's second pick, which I think he's going to take Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid this year has been the MVP so far, and I don't see that changing. And he's been just a great center overall. He can do it on the defensive end of the court, on the offensive end of the court. I don't see anything he can't do. With Kevin Durant, he's going to be selecting Giannis Antetokounmpo, the two-time league MVP from the Milwaukee Bucks. He's just been a great player of this league. I wouldn't say he's as great as last year, but he can really do anything on the offensive side of the court, in the post at least. He's super athletic. He can score the ball really well, grab boards. He's just a great leader on this team in general. Yeah, enough said, really. With LeBron's third pick, he's going to go ahead and select Kawhi Leonard from the Los Angeles Clippers. Kawhi's been a great player on both ends of the court, especially with the defensive side. He's been one of the great defensive players for the past couple of years, and that's going to be a big help in this year's All-Star game, as we have a lot of great scorers on the offensive side. And he's basically going to be carrying the load on defense this year. And Kawhi's always a great pick for the All-Star game, as last year he won the All-Star game MVP, which boosts his draft stock a little, if you could say. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And for KD, his third pick, he's going to go ahead and select Nikola Jokic, also a great center alongside Joel Embiid. He doesn't have the center attributes, but he does match up with size with Joel Embiid, and he's going to be a great facilitator, passer, playmaker, all that stuff, which usually a point guard or a shooting guard would take, but in this case, we got Jokic, and who's stopping him? And with LeBron's fourth pick, he's going to go ahead and select Luka Doncic. He's been a great scorer in this past 2 years, really, of his career, and he's going to just get better with his career. Time goes on as he's a really young player, and he's probably going to mesh well with LeBron as he did last year. Now, with Kevin Durant's fourth pick in the All-Star draft, he's going to go ahead and select Bradley Beal. He's a great player, and he's pretty much stuck with them as that's pretty much the last guy in the draft besides Jason Tatum, which he's going to select next because he has another pick in the All-Star game for the starters because he's going to be injured. So yeah, I wouldn't say he was gonna select them like if he didn't the option to. I feel like he's just stuck with those players. No disrespect whatsoever. I do think those players are really good. I don't know if they deserve to be starters, but it's here. So moving on to reserves, Kevin Durant's gonna take the first pick and go on ahead and select James Harden. He's one of the best guys in this league. I do think he's an MVP candidate with his 11 assists and his 27 points a game. He's been extremely well this year, and Kevin Durant's on his team. You basically have to select him in that situation. Man's rules, in my opinion. With LeBron's first pick in the reserves, he's going to go ahead and select Damian Lillard. He selected him last year. I think that proved that to be well, even though he had a replacement with Devin Booker. Dame is just a great player in the league. He's averaging 29 points. He's just great in the three ball. I just think he's going to do really well in the All-Star game, as he does every year. With the next pick, Durant's going to go in and select Paul George. He can really do anything on the court, score, defend, all that. He's got a lot in his arsenal, and that's what I think you really need in an All-Star game. With LeBron's next pick, he's going to go ahead and select Chris Paul. Although he does have a lot of guards on his team, Chris Paul is one of the greatest players ever. I think he's top 30 all time, but obviously not now in his career when he's getting old. but he still has the attributes he's always had. He's a great passer, facilitator. He's gonna play well with LeBron. I say a lot of chemistry. They're really good friends with each other. And yeah, he's gonna carry a lot of the defense side of the court too, as he's one of the best guard defenders in the league. Yeah, that's pretty much it for LeBron selecting Chris Paul. Now we go ahead and Durant's gonna select Julius Randle. I may have a little bit biased because I'm a Knicks fan, but Randle's just been amazing this year. He's averaging so many points, a lot of rebounds, assists. He can basically do it all on the court. There's something he really can't do on the court. He's a great defender. Also, he's just gonna mesh well with his team really. With LeBron's next pick, he's gonna go ahead and select Devin Booker. I do think him and Chris Paul are going to play well together as their teammates, and they're leading the Suns to the second best record in the East and the West. Excuse me. But yeah, Devin Booker has been a great scorer, great 3-point shooter. Similar players to all the guards in the league, like Dame, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Zach LaVine. All these guys are like guards that can score, shoot the ball really well, and yeah, and they really do well overall on the offensive side of the game. Next player, we got Donovan Mitchell for Kevin Durant. He's leading his team to the best record in the West. That's got to mean something, right? He's also a great scorer, just like I said with Devin Booker, so my play styles. And Donovan Mitchell is just a great player. I feel like he was always underrated for his career. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Next, we got Ben Simmons for LeBron. He selected him last year, and he even made a trade for him in the year before the year before draft. I think that went well, as Simmons is a great passer. He can do a lot on the defensive end of the court. I do think he's the best defender in the league this year. And yeah, and we'll just see how he turns out to be. Because this year he hasn't been, like, let's say, his prime on the offensive side of the court, but on the defensive side of the court, he's amazing. Next, Kevin Durant's going to go ahead and select Jaylen Brown, another guard he could use on his team, just like Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell. All these guys are just highly skilled offensive players, and I feel like Durant could use one more of those guys. With LeBron, he's going to go and select Zach LaVine as just like he's same similar player to those guys, and he's going to have like a lot of athleticism when he's dunking. And I feel like LeBron's going to enjoy that a lot. But it's not all about the fans and the crowd and their fun. It's more about winning the game. But Zach LaVine is really good, and he's another guard LeBron could take, and I do think he's probably the best player so far remaining. Next, Kevin Durant's going to select Zion Williamson to match up with size. You obviously need some big guys on your team. And Zion's just been doing it all. He's really athletic. He can do a lot on the defensive end. He can score the ball really well. Very efficient in the paint and the three-point line also. We still do have two guys left on the draft board with Nicola Vucevic and Rudy Gobert. These two are just impactful players. Rudy Gobert, obviously one of the best defenders in the league. I do think Rudy Gobert is slightly better than Nicola Vucevic, which is why Kevin Durant's going to go ahead and select Rudy Gobert, and then LeBron's going to go ahead and select Nicola Vucevic. So to sum it up, LeBron's team is going to consist of LeBron, Steph, Embiid, Kawhi, Luka, Dame, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Ben Simmons, Domantas Sabonis, Zach LaVine, and Rudy Gobert. That's a solid team. I think all these guys are going to play well, try hard in the All-Star game. And with Kevin Durant, you have Kyrie Irving, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Bradley Beal, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Paul George, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, Jaylen Brown, Zion Williamson, and Nikola Vucevic. If you're asking me, I do think LeBron's going to take the edge with this win in the game, as his team may have better chemistry with each other. As with Durant's team, they obviously got some problems. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows really? It could go to anyone. You really can't go wrong in this draft. And we'll see if my projections are right or not. And thank you for watching, and I'm out.